Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to the Gear4music Drums channel. You might not recognize me. I am Miles's, the lovely Miles' new co-host. And I'll be sticking around on the channel. We'll be having lots of fun. Today is the first episode in our brand new series, Drum Battle. In this series, we just take two kits, we play them off each other, we compare them, we say what we like, we look at what the kits are like, what they sound, what the finish is like. And that's it basically, that's the brand new series. And we're gonna be looking at sound, we're gonna be looking at the looks of the kit, and finally, we're gonna be looking at feel. So Miles.
Yes.
What two beautiful kits have we got in here today?
Well, I'm currently playing the Sonor Sq1, a 100% birch kit, which looks fantastic. It's the Cruiser blue finish.
Cruiser.
Based on old vintage cars, and you can sort of tell. It's got 45-degree bearing edges, so the sound is punchy, it's full of attack, and the birch gives it that warm studio quality resonance.
Oh wow.
That's what are you under?
Oh, well, I've got this this is a bit of me, actually, this is.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you now, this is absolutely a bit of me. I've got the Sonor Vintage kit, and I've played a couple of these before. This finish is the rosewood...
Semi-gloss.
Rosewood semi-gloss, and you can see that it's a semi-gloss because you can see all the little detailing in the finish. It's not like completely glossed over.
Yeah.
It's like it's textural. It feels absolutely lovely. And these are a 9-ply beech shell, much like the older Sonor kits of like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but they've got a bit of a modern revamp, you know, so they're a little bit more reliable than some of those older kits. I've actually got a yellow Sonor Swinger from the 70s.
Oh yeah?
And it sounds very, very much like this, but it's got those old, you know, the old tuner, the old lugs.
Yeah.
It's got the slit in the middle. Yeah. You lose the key, you've got to use a penny or like a screwdriver or something. But tell you what, I'm absolutely in love with this kit. And I've got it in 22x16 kick. I've got the 13x9 and a 16x14 floor tom, and I'm absolutely loving it so far.
Nice. Well, I've got a 2016 as well, and I've got a 12x8 and a 14x13 floor tom. But I'm also using the Joss Nichols signature snare drum, 100% beech, 14-ply. It pops.
It does pop. It sounds absolutely great. I mean, all those plies make that shell so thick and so loud as well. I'm absolutely loving it. Now, what we're going to do now is we're just going to jump into, you know, what makes these kits sound the way they sound and why they sound different. So, Miles.
Yes.
Fancy giving me a little tickle?
Let's do it.
A little tickle on that beautiful little SQ1, and then we'll have a little talk about what it sounds like and why it sounds like that afterwards. 1 second, let me protect my ears.
Always.
Public service reminder, always protect your ears from drums because you don't want to be going to bed with a loud, horrible pitch in your ears. So let's get these ears protected. Go on, Miles. Cruising for a bruising with the Cruiser Blue. What
Punchy.
awesome, super punchy. And that's a thinner shell, so that's a 7-ply, right?
Yep.
7-ply Scandinavian birch kit.
Yeah.
And it's really punchy and modern sound. And you've got those, those quintessential Sonor lugs on there.
Yeah,
And
which I was going to say, they grab the eye. They
do
grab the
grab
eye. And they follow through to the kick drum as well. But what I especially like about the kick drum is these spurs. I didn't notice these until I set them up, but they are essentially double-sided. It's not just a single spur, which means you have full confidence when you're sat behind.
Yeah. I mean, you were absolutely smashing that kick to pieces then.
Yeah.
And Miles is not a small man. How do you know? Like, he makes every single... This is actually a 54-inch bass drum now. Miles he's 6'5", he's a big lad, and he's smashing that bass drum, and it didn't go anywhere.
No, it doesn't move.
Double-braced, bass drum spurs really do help. And the bearing edge on these kits, I believe, it's a 45-degree bearing edge.
These are 45, yeah.
So that's a really modern sound. That basically means that, a smaller amount of that bearing edge is touching the drum, which allows it to resonate a lot more. You've also got a few little extra bits here on the floor tom legs on that kit as well, which help with the resonance. You've got the rack tom on a snare stand, which will remove a little bit of the resonance. Some people like that. But modern drums, 45-degree bearing edge, trying to get as much resonance out of the drum. For that modern sound, I mean, it's Chris Coleman, right? Chris Coleman plays the SQ1s.
Yeah, loves it. And I think he uses Frosted Evans on his.
Yeah.
And I remember watching that video.
EQ2s, yeah.
So nice.
I think we've got ambassadors all across the board today.
Yeah, I've got an Emperor on the rack.
Oh, you've got an Emperor, okay.
Yeah,
I've got, ambassador, and I think we've both got EMADs on the kick drum.
Yes.
Both with EMADs on the kick drum, but yeah, it's just that modern sound, that SQ1, it's going to be super reliable. You're going to be able to take it out to any gig.
Especially with the 20-inch kick as well. You're not going to be cramped into a tiny corner of the stage. It's nice and compact. And then even these toms, the 14, you can get a really deep sound out of it without having to use up a 16 or even 18.
Actually, that 14 sounds great. I would describe it as tubby.
Tubby? Okay. So we've got almost like Teletubbies.
Teletubbies. Well, the colour, for sure.
Yeah. Right. It's its own thing. It's its own thing.
It's absolutely, it's a great kit, and I think it's, super versatile. Should we ever listen to the old boy? Big boy drums. Absolutely. Let me just quaff.
Yeah. You don't want to do the old...
Well. Absolutely incredible sounding, huge drums, and they've got this really incredible vintage feel. Like I said before, I myself, I've got this old 70s Sonor Swinger kit, and it gives me that same sort of feel because, a 13-inch tom is so lively anyway, and you can feel that reverberation all the way through your foot, and I love that. I love feeling the kit as one entity, and this is what this kit delivers. It delivers a vintage feel with modern amenities. So it's got the tune-safe lugs, exactly the same as that kit, but it's got them in these old teardrop lugs.
They look fantastic, and the fact it follows through to the bass drum as well, and the design sleeks off into the tuning pegs. Gorgeous.
I love these offset lugs on the 13-inch tom. I think they're beautiful, and then some of the snare drums that they have as well with the offset ones. Just quickly about the snare drum I'm playing today, I've actually got our Premier Janista maple snares, beautiful little snare. But don't worry about that, we're talking about the kits today. If you were wondering what the snare drum was, and what gives these tubs, these beautiful Sonor Vintage drums, their vintage edge, really for me is, you've got the thicker shell, but you've also got the rounded off bearing edges.
Yes. More contact with the head, less sustain,
Yeah.
thuddier. So you think this is a tubby?
Yeah.
My ear, that is tubbier.
Tubbier. You've got tubby and you've got tubbier, and it is super tubby. This kit is the favourite of Benny Greb, and Benny Greb, is definitely one of my biggest influences. I think for most drummers, you know, Benny Greb is absolutely fantastic. Also, Steve Smith. Steve Smith,
Loves the vintage.
Yeah, loves the vintage kit as well. And, you know, they're perfect for so many genres of music. From this kit, you know, it's more of a rock kit, but you've got your jazz sizes as well. And, you know, a lot of people play this sort of like modern fusion kind of music on them, and you just get this amazing tone. I know Benny plays a 10 and a 16. He puts cotton balls inside of it to give it this sort of natural compression. So when you hit the drum, cotton balls jump up, and then they drop down and just sort of deaden that bottom head.
I've even seen Matt Gasker do that.
Yeah,
in
Matt
the
Gasker
recent
does that.
vinyl ones. Yep, it's now like started to seep out into the
I think a lot of people do it. It's a great trick, but you know, we haven't got anything in these toms, and they sound absolutely amazing anyway. So I mean, I think we've kind of touched quite a lot on
everything.
Sound, which, you know, we've spoken about the sort of modern sound you get with this SQ1.
Attack focus, precise.
For your pop, your rock, your metal, for everything really. And we've also talked about how they both look. This kit is absolutely beautiful. They also come in a bunch of wraps as well. The pearl is just gorgeous that they have. I think this is one of the newer finishes. I think I remember this came out a couple of years ago, but it's beautiful, and this textured feeling is just lovely on the shells. And that, you know,
this blue,
this cruiser blue, cruising around town, playing all the gigs with this blue. It's beautiful.
It looks like you'd imagine like the old Porsches, like German drums, German cars in this color. Go together hand in hand. But you can see this in bars and clubs, under the lights. This kit will pop. And I think it will be, as you said, all the function stuff, any weddings, gigs, jazz, pop. This kit will do it. And that one will sit nicely in a bigger orchestra, those like jazz bars,
and just to have this in the studio, you know. To have both of them in the studio, they can both do a lot. I would say that this kit, the SQ1, is probably maybe a little bit more versatile.
I completely agree, because I think you can end up changing the heads on this, put the cotton balls inside the drum. You can make it dead and more vintage sounding. But if you want that sound,
there's something super special about this.
That's
it's
the one.
like it's got that vintage feeling when you go to some random guy's house that you met on like Facebook Marketplace, and he hands you the old drum and you play it, and it's got history. Feels like this kit already has a history, but it doesn't. And that's why they're so fantastic. They're both in really similar price ranges as well. And you can get them all on the Gear4music website. We have stock. There'll be links in the description of this video. So you can find that. But what we're going to do now, we're going to have a little swap.
Okay, let's swap.
Let's swap, and then right at the end we'll talk about how the feel of the kits really, which I think is probably one of the most important things when choosing a drum kit, how it feels and how it makes you feel. And I've only played that a little bit so far, but I'm quite excited to jump behind it. So let's get to it.
I have to say, instantly, I felt a good sloppy behind this kit. Because of the softer feel and the fattier sound, all you want to do is lay back a bit more.
Yeah,
As soon
totally.
as that kit makes you want to go faster, the attack from the toms, this, you just want to...
It's much squishier and it feels like lazier, and you want to let the drums breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
But because of the amount of attack on this kit, I just like the first fill up, I was like, because you get a much more precise attack.
Yeah,
from
it's
the kit.
much more precise. You can imagine that, especially in like in a bigger venue, that kit will just pop through the speakers.
Yeah, totally.
But this is that club feel. This is a feel kit.
Yeah.
That's a project kit.
Totally. Well, I think we've nailed it.
Yeah.
I think this definitely is your modern sound, your workhorse, your gigger, and this is a little bit more flavour, a little bit of chewing tobacco and vanilla sort of elements. When you have your wine, it's definitely got a few more characteristics and a little bit more character about it. And this is just pure, beautiful tone that's going to work every single time.
This is like your Harrogate shower gel. That is just Dove, your classic, straight down the middle. This is the flavour.
That's the lush.
That's the lush.
This is the lush.
You can imagine in a couple of years' time when this gets a bit smoky, if you take it to nice like gigs, this kit will be absolutely gorgeous.
I mean, this kit obviously will age well itself as well, and the colour and everything. Both of these kits, I think you can see that we love them both, but for very different reasons. And if you've loved this video, please leave us a comment, because we want to know what kits you want to see in the drum battle next time. Leave us a comment below, like the video, and also please don't forget to give us a subscribe, because it means we can make more cool drum videos for you, and you will definitely see me and Miles again. Have a great day. Keep on drumming. Bye.
Bye.